Dream. Today we're gonna pick up where we left off. We have four parts to this topic. We're talking about respect, and we look at how we can have respect for others. Now today we're gonna see how we can show respect for life. Life is very important. It is a gift from God, and we need to show respect to that gift that we receive. And life is a gift that we receive. So we need to show respect that we love life and we want to enjoy life and we appreciate life. And the giver that gives us that life, we want to show gratitude towards that giver to let him know that we appreciate the life that he gave to us as a gift. Before I get into the topic for today, I'm going to do a little recap of what we talked about yesterday. Yesterday, we look at how we can have respect for others, and we look at two reasons from the Bible why God said we should show respect for other people. These reasons are taken from Proverbs chapter 15 and verse 1. It says that we must be mindful of how we speak to others, so we must be mild in our speech. And when we are mild in our speech, we will be able to respond with good result, or we will be able to get good result when we are mild in our speech. Jesus also encouraged us at Matthew chapter 12 and verse 34. Jesus encouraged us to make use of our words, make our words be spicy. He said that when we speak from deep within our figurative heart. He said, out of our heart, our mouth speak. So if you have grudge against people that we did it for a long time, we have to make sure that we have to be mindful how we deal with people. Three ways we can do this is if we are working, if we are at school, if we are traveling with other people around. No, this is Loyal Alice. Welcome to the platform. Thank you for being here. We're talking about how we can show respect for life. Hi, Anna. Welcome. Nice having you here. How we can show respect for life. I am doing a little recap of what we talked about yesterday. There are three ways we can have respect for other persons. We don't have to judge them. We can try to identify things that we both can agree on, and then we can work from there. We can also treat others the way we want to be treated, and we will have good result when we do that. And the most important thing is when we learn to be forgiving. When we are learn to be forgiving and ready to be forgiven or to forgive others, we will benefit tremendously. So today we will be looking at life, respect for life. Yes, life is a gift, and we need to show respect for that beautiful gift. God gave us that gift. We need to use it the way He wants us to use it, and we need to show Him that we appreciate the gift that He gave to us. First, we're going to look at our practices, our action, and we're going to see how the things that we practice and how we operate, does it show respect or does it show disrespect? So if our action and practices are showing disrespect, we need to make sure that we get help. This is very unhealthy and it is not safe, and it can cause a big problem in and out of our community. And I am going to show you some practices that will affect us Not right away, but in the long run or long term effect. Hi Emma, welcome. Nice having you here. Really appreciate you guys for being here. Today I'm sitting and relaxing outside. You might see a few lizard running back and forth. Yeah, it's pretty warm in the evening, so we're just gonna relax and we're gonna talk about this beautiful topic. Now, here are some practices that can affect the gift that God gave to us. So, life is a gift, God gave it to us. These practices can really make life difficult for us. If you are indulging in these practices, don't take it as an offense. See it as a constant reminder to you how you can make changes in your life and benefit yourself in the long run. And remember, changes is not something that happen immediately. It takes time and it takes a lot of work. So, these practices are cigarette smoking. And let me tell you what cigarette smoking can does to the body. It can cause you to have cancer. One of the cancer that cigarette smoke cause is lung cancer. Now, when you get lung cancer, if you keep on smoking, it will only make it get worse. Secondhand smoking is also really terrible for those who are not smokers. Secondhand smoking can affect you in a way that it will give you dry cough and it will lead to the same effect of those who literally smoking the cigarette. So those are practices that can affect the gift that we receive from God, and we're talking about life, our life. So cigarette does affect our body. Now, trauma. If you go through a trauma, anything at all can cause trauma. Certain accident, certain incident, whether in the house, whether on the outside, it can affect you in a way that it can even cause depression. So we have to be careful of how we deal with those who goes through trauma, because they are trying to make the next step, and it is very difficult for them to make those steps because of what they go through and what they have to endure. And there are some words that I would like to explain deeply, but I don't want any copyright or so let's use our imagination to see the things that cause us trauma and try to make the best of it and help those who are going through it so they can enjoy the life that God gave to them, because life is a beautiful gift. People living under the influence of things that will affect them in the long run. I remember a few years ago we talked about substance abuse. It happened to anyone and everyone, and it can be influenced by their friends. It can be influenced by people that they are acquainted with, and these substances can have a long-term effect on your body. It can cause you to have an organ failure, and it can cause you to have brain damage. Depends on the kind of substance that you put inside your body. So we have to be careful. Life is a gift. Let's manage the gift, take care of it, and enjoy the gift. For example, when you receive a gift from someone, do you misuse it? Do you disregard it? Do you throw it into a corner? No, you show appreciation to the person that gives you the gift, to let you know, or to let them know that you appreciate the gift that you receive. It's the same way with life. we need to show God that we appreciate that gift, and we need to use that gift the way He wants us to use the gift. So we're getting to the meat of the matter, and let's get into it. Any question before I get into the meat of the matter? I want to know if you guys are participating. Okay, Emma is asking, so what can we do? Very good. These are some tips we can do to help us. So we already are going through it and we want to break free from it. So here is some tips, I should say, that will help us, and I'm going to give you some scriptures. So you are not alone. You're not just getting a book advice, but you're getting God advice. How God feel about the matter. So, protect your health. It is never too late to give up these practices, because these practices are very harmful to you. The practicing of smoking, over drinking, all those things, and using of substances, those are bad practices, and it is never too late to give these up. These practices can harm you and it can harm others. So we want to make sure that we are showing respect for life. If we do not give up these practices, we are showing that we do not respect life. So in this regard, we are showing that we disrespect the life that God's give to us. And remember, we have family, we have friends, they are taking note of our action, our behavior, and we are showing them that we do not respect that gift of life. Here is how God wants you to view the life that He gave to you. In the theme scripture, 2 Corinthians chapter 7 and verse 1, it said, "Therefore, since we have these promises, beloved ones, let us cleanse ourselves of every defilement of the flesh and spirit, perfecting holiness in the fear of God." So God is helping us to see that if we really, really, really want to show appreciation for the gift of life, anything that is going to defile us, everything that is going to defile us, whether it is our flesh or our spirit, we must make sure that we cleanse ourselves from these defilement. So God value life. He value it so much that He wants to keep us clean. So we have to make sure that we are protecting our health, and that will preserve our life. Here's the next tip. Be cautious, or practice safety, like to prevent accidents. For example, if you're driving, use the road code. Use the mirrors, the rear view mirrors, your side mirrors, use them. Use all those little pretty lights that you have on the car for decoration. Use them up. It will indicate the direction of where you're going, whether it's left or right. Use them up. When you use them, you are showing that you are preventing accident. You show that you care, and you want everyone to be safe. So as a driver, keep your vehicle in a safe condition. Do not let others pressure you into any form of activity that will cause serious injury to yourself and others. So if you're driving on the road, drive safely. Don't race the car. You don't have to prove anything to your friends. Just remember that life is very important to God, and He wants us to keep safe. Here is how God feels about life and safety. Yes, it's in the Bible. For those who did not know, He is helping us to see that life is important. Deuteronomy chapter 22 verse 8 says, if you build a new house, you must also build a parapet for your roof, so that you may not bring any form of danger on your house because of someone falling from it. So the people them where they build house, they have to wear them proper gear, live in the house. They are following all the requirement to make sure that safety is the key. And God said, when you build a house, build it the right way so no one get hurt from your building construction. Everyone that is building your house or that house should wear their safety gear, and that will help them to preserve their life, and not just theirs alone, everyone that is working on that house. The next point to help us to show respect for life is to be kind to others. Yeah, we talk about how we can show respect to other people. We need to be kind to other people. When we show respect for life, it includes how we view other people, even if they're from a different background and different nationality, or even if their social background is different from yours. When you are kind to these one, it will show that you respect life. We must be careful that prejudice and hate is not the root and cause for the way you act towards other people. You do not respect those people. Do you know that God gave us this instruction at Ephesians chapter 4 and verse 31 and 32? Hear what he said. He said, put away from yourself every kind of malicious bitterness, anger, wrath, screaming, and abusive speech, as well as everything injurious. But you must be kind to one another. So God said, the things them that going to cause affliction to others, put them away from you. And he gives you a few. Malice, bitterness, anger, wrath. You know how people love to scream at other people and raise their voice and get angry? Yeah, God say you don't want that. You must try not to behave like that. Abusive speech. When you use that term, you can use words to bring people down. So God is saying, be careful of the word you speak. Use it in the right way so it can be benefit to you and to others. So what did we look at? How we can show respect for life. How we can make sure that these three practices that will affect our action and show disrespect for life is not a part of our everyday life. Let me repeat that. When we show respect for life, there are three practices that we should make sure that we are not practicing. These practices affect our action, and it will show disrespect for life. When we smoke, when we drink, these things are showing that we do not respect life. Now, most people will say, oh, we do it a little, but there are some that go overboard and it affects them for a very long time. And such effect can cause, like, secondhand smoking and regular smoking. We know the outcome. We can get lung cancer from these bad practices. Trauma. There are things out there that cause us trauma. When we go through accident, emotional trauma, it can start in the home, it can happen at school, it can happen on the job. All the things that cause trauma, we have to make sure that we stay away from them. People that are driving on the road and driving under the influence of alcohol and other things, be mindful. You're not driving for yourself alone. You're driving for others. Your action and your practices will call into question. When you respect life, you will drive for others too. What you can do, there are three things you can do. These three things is protect your health. Those harmful practices that you practice on a regular basis, give it up. Turn around, make some changes, and remember, changes does not happen immediately. It takes time and it takes dedication and hard work. Be safe, be cautious when you're driving on the road. Think of the safety of others. Drive for them so you can prevent accident. Keep your car in good shape, but for yourself too. Be kind to other people. When you're kind to other people, it will show that you have respect for life. And this is where I will be leaving you guys. It's getting late, and as you can hear, the little bug is singing, saying night is falling very soon. So make sure that you apply all these information to your everyday life. As you go on with your everyday life business, remember, God is taking note, not just people that is looking on us, but God is the one that searches the figurative heart. It doesn't matter how small the person is, we need to show respect for life. A little respect goes a long way, and it makes a big difference. And it doesn't matter who give that respect, the outcome will be tremendous. Thank you all for tuning in. I have Kea, I have Hannah, I have Emma here, and there are some other persons that did not comment. Thank you all for tuning in. I really appreciate you. Looking forward to see you guys in the next topic. Tomorrow will be part 3. And part 3 we'll be looking at how we can show respect for our family. Yeah. Husband, wife, and pitney. All I want to include. Even if you're not married, and even if you live in a big extended family, we can show respect to all family. The husband can show respect to the wife, and the wife show respect to the husband, and so on. So with the children. So we're gonna look at that tomorrow, and we're gonna see how we can apply the counsel in our everyday life and benefit ourselves. For those scripture, I was told to repeat the scriptures. Ephesians chapter 6 wrath. That means you must know how to talk to people. You must know how to respond. Deuteronomy 22 verse 8 said that when we are build house, we must build it good so we not get nobody hurt. Wear the proper gear when you're building your house. Our theme scripture is 2 Corinthians chapter 7 and verse 1. It said, you must clean yourself of all the defilement of the flesh and spirit. So the things that will make you dirty, we fi clean ourselves. Keep ourselves clean. It means protect our health, and it will show that we respect life. See you guys tomorrow in the new topic, and have yourself a wonderful evening. Thank you. Good night, and see you tomorrow. Bye, Emma.